Good evening, and welcome to the Cold Report. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, a sweeping look around the world, from Washington's budget standoff to global market ripples, from dramatic security developments in Asia and Europe to cutting-edge tech, climate warnings, and human stories that matter. And we begin with the big story from the United States. In Washington today, the Senate advanced a landmark funding bill, one that may end the longest federal government shutdown in U.S. history. The 60-40 vote sends the package to the House of Representatives, but key questions remain about how certain subsidies and programs will be resumed. In parallel, financial markets around the globe responded quickly. Hopes of a resolution in Washington sparked a surge in stock indices, with the FTSE 100 hitting a record high, and U.S. futures trending positive despite lingering uncertainty. The deal may buy breathing space for federal agencies, but the question now is whether the subsequent phases of spending and debt will hold together. We'll be following how the House responds and how agencies restart operations under pressure. In a bold move, former President Donald Trump proposed sending a $2,000 tariff dividends to many American households, funded by revenue from tariffs. The idea has grabbed headlines, but economists warn of the heavy cost and uncertain mechanics of such a plan. If implemented, the proposal would mark a significant shift in fiscal policy, raising tariffs, distributing payments, and navigating trade retaliation. The big question: is this political rhetoric or imminent legislation? Meanwhile, the bond market is signaling concern. Major U.S. tech firms spending big on artificial intelligence infrastructure are seeing increased borrowing costs. Investors are asking, will this spending pay off or become a financial burden? The spread in their corporate debt is widening, pointing to rising risk in what was once considered a very safe sector. Shifting to Asia, in New Delhi, a car explosion near the historic Red Fort killed at least 8 people and sparked a full-scale anti-terror investigation. Indian authorities say they are probing possible external links, and the blast has triggered global travel alerts. In Southeast Asia, digital economies are booming. Countries like Indonesia and Vietnam are seeing double-digit growth in e-commerce, driven by live-stream shopping and mobile access. Yet at the same time, Indonesia is re-examining parts of its Freeport mining operations, balancing the demand for resource revenue with environmental and community concerns. And in Australia, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese described the 1975 dismissal of former PM Gough Whitlam as a calculated plot, reopening debate over the country's constitutional legacy, as the government also lays out major new plans to expand Melbourne's rail network. In Europe, Armistice Day ceremonies took on added gravity as Ukraine war headlines persisted. Romania reported suspected drone fragments after Russian strikes near Ukraine's Black Sea ports, a reminder that the conflict's effects may be spilling beyond established front lines. In the Middle East, Yemen's Houthi movement announced it would pause attacks on Israel and Red Sea shipping lanes. While it will be good for global trade, analysts caution this pause could be temporary, underscoring the fragile nature of maritime security in the region. Back in the business world, global bond markets are showing signs of stress as the tech investment boom encounters reality. Heavy borrowing, high expectations, and rising interest rates are combining to spook investors. On the science front, in Greece, Albania, researchers say they may have discovered the largest spider web ever recorded, a cave-spanning structure that challenges what we thought we knew about arachnid engineering. And in New Zealand, beachgoers were treated to vivid bioluminescent waves as algae lit up the night surf. Nature's own light show reminding us of the planet's wonders, even as headlines focus on crises. In South Asia and Africa, Delhi's air quality plunged to hazardous, severe levels shortly after the blast near the Red Fort, with hospitals reporting a surge in breathing problems and trauma admissions. In Tanzania, the Catholic Church condemned post-election violence, calling for justice and urging political reconciliation. And in Guinea, thousands of repatriated migrants say the EU-funded return and reintegration scheme that brought them home has left them without jobs or support, raising questions about the ethics and effectiveness of migration policy in the global south. That's our roundup for tonight. Stay with the Cold Report for in-depth coverage, expert interviews, and on-the-ground updates. Thank you for watching. Good night, and join us again tomorrow.